What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode. And today we are rebuilding the collection, and we're rebuilding more specifically the Scream Factory collection. I had an extensive Scream Factory collection before I lost it all to the Eaton fire, so we're trying to rebuild it, and we're going to start off with some releases here that I've gotten that I was so excited to get again because I just loved the way that these boxes look. We're going to go through a big box of stuff from the Scream Factory Valentine's Day, post-Valentine's Day, whatever the hell else you want to call it, sale. But first, we'll start off with the main event of this sort of update to the collection or re-update to the collection, and that is I've recently got all five of the original Halloween 4Ks in their slip boxes. And yes, I know that these releases, they had sort of a bad rap for the artwork that they had on them. You know, people didn't like the way that Michael looked or whatever. But these are just beautiful releases, and it doesn't make any sense to me why Scream Factory doesn't put all of their first runs back into these slip boxes. There was a release in here in this box as well that did come in a slip box, and then they stopped doing it. Instead, they give out slip covers. So these are available with slip covers, but I wanted to get the slip boxes, and I know that goes against a lot of my teachings here. Don't pay up for slip covers, don't care about them, whatever, if you don't care about them. But I cared about these ones, and these ones were integral parts of my collection. And I know I've already got the Halloween box set. That's one of the ones that I saved, but these ones I wanted to get as well because when they announced these, it was just a momentous occasion from Scream Factory to get all of these on 4K and to get them in beautiful 4K quality with new special features. You're getting new stuff on all of these discs, whether that's scans or audio commentaries or Dolby Atmos mixes that make it so that they are worth it. These are, outside of the slip boxes, pretty readily available. I did have to pay up to get these. I paid about, I want to say like $200 for these five plus Halloween 6, 7, and 8 outside of that box, but just in the slip boxes. So I have those that I'm going to sell because I already repurchased that as well. That was readily available. You can get that with the box and the slip boxes. Easy peasy if you want to get those. But these are a little harder to find, especially Halloween 4. Good God, the prices for Halloween 4 with the slip box are insane. These are all opened. They're not brand new. Brand new, this is like $100 plus. And, you know, I ended up paying, you know, a bit more than I would have liked to, but it was around the same cost that I paid for them originally. So that's what I wanted to, the number I wanted to hit was, if I have to pay 45 bucks each for these, whatever, that's fine. That's a new 4K price with, you know, all the good stuff that comes in them. But these were an excellent addition to my collection, or re-edition of my collection. So I was super glad to get these 4Ks back. Here's one that I talked about in the video previously, but I just want to highlight it again. Frankie Frico from Scream Factory, or this is from, yeah, Scream Factory. And this movie, just a joyous bunch of fun if you love those sort of 90s puppet-ish horror films, I want to call, like Puppet Master, stuff like that from Full Moon Studios. But Frankie Frico, it's like a 90s commercial for toys and weirdo aliens mixed together with this sort of overly genuine, heartfelt plot of a guy who is a square that doesn't think he's a square, that saves these aliens from basically getting eradicated. It's hilarious. It's awesome. Check out Frankie Frico. You can get the Blu-ray from Scream Factory. I love this movie. One of my favorites from last year. But yeah, like I was mentioning, we've got Elvira's Haunted Hills. This one did come in the slip box, like the Halloween releases. This is a very funny movie. It's a sort of prequel, sequel, whatever you want, to Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. But it's a great one. Elvira inherits a castle and it takes over all of that. So it's Elvira in the past, but great funny film that you can get with the slip box. I had to get the Army of Darkness 4K, folks. I had to. I lost my old one that had the slip cover that I had the whole story about, buying it with the slip cover because I didn't want the Screwhead edition. And then this got announced, like, I don't know, like 2 weeks later. So it was the pitfalls of physical media there. But I had to re-get this one with the Steelbook because it's awesome. It's great art. I'm not a huge Steelbook collector, but this was something that I had to add to my collection. Well, these aren't Scream Factory, but I'm going to throw them in anyway. We got some Vinegar Syndrome stuff. We rebought Voyage of the Rock Aliens, which I still have to watch, but the trailer caught me immediately. Love these sort of hard rock, heavy metal 80s creature features, whatever you want to call them. We got Cyber Vengeance, another one from Vinegar Syndrome that I did not watch before I lost it, but this one is also numbered. It's 1651 out of 5,000, so a pretty good number if you're into that kind of collecting. And then we got The Black Room as another one that we rebought. This one I've heard is just absolutely hilariously awesome, so got to check out The Black Room. And then, of course, the new one for Vinegar Syndrome for the year or for the month, The Carpenter with Wingshauser. So this one also just looked like a great time. Had to buy that. We're going to run through a lot of these. We got one new movie in the collection out of this all. The rest of these are rebuys, but we got Cursed with the slipcover, which I didn't previously have, so I guess if you buy Cursed new, you can still get it with the slipcover. This is a werewolf movie by Wes Craven that got screwed around, written by Kevin Williamson, got stuck on the shelf without a release for a long time, and then finally came out and was fine, but not as good as it could have been with all of the talent involved. But Cursed, still a fun werewolf movie. We've got the Critters collection, so if you like Gremlins, you like Critters, you get Mick Garris directing some of these. So the Critters collection, nice to get this back in with the box and everything. This one was going out of print, I believe, so if you want to get this one, pick it up now so that you can get it without having to pay a huge exorbitant price on it. We'll just run through a big stack as I throw them everywhere. Good God, they're slippery. These things, when they're in the plastic casing, or the plastic still, are very slippery. We got Ravenous. I watched this in a double feature at the New Beverly Theater here in Los Angeles, and I loved it. It was amazing. Some people don't like this movie, but I really had a fun time with it, just about cannibalism and cannibalism giving you powers, stuff like that. Go check it out. It's set, I think, after the Civil War, I want to say. So check out Ravenous. We've got Ginger Snaps, which is a great werewolf movie as well. It stars the wonderful Katharine Isabelle, if you've watched her. I started watching Hannibal recently. She's in Hannibal. She's great in it. And this movie, just a wonderful, wonderful 2000s werewolf movie. So we had a little bit of a werewolf theme here. Let's grab some of these ones that I accidentally threw around. Hopefully I didn't break anything. They're fine. Oh, we've got John Carpenter's Vampires. I missed out on the John Carpenter sale that they put on, but I did get John Carpenter's Vampires. Underrated. I loved Vampires. Great movie. People kind of forget about that one in his filmography. We've got Slither from James Gunn. James Gunn is in the news all the time for Superman. Slither, I remember watching it at a friend's Halloween party with the sound off, and I just kind of sat there because I wasn't talking to anybody at this party until it was getting further into the night. But they had Slither on, and I was watching it with the sound off going, what the hell is this movie? And wow, I've watched it with the sound on since then, obviously, but this is a great, great, great throwback to like the Blob creature feature, where a monster takes over an entire small town, and sort of gross effects here from James Gunn, but wonderful movie. This one, the disc is rattling around, and that is Bad Moon, a werewolf movie from 1996. I have not seen this one. I have to check this one out, but I did have this one before, and it was part of the werewolf theme of my box here, but had to check out Bad Moon. Have to watch that one still. Make sure the disc is all right. And then we've got Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I didn't watch this one until fairly recently. I saw it on a list. I wrote a list up for work about best Robert Englund movies besides Nightmare on Elm Street, and I saw this was on somebody else's list, and I was like, I gotta check this movie out. It is amazing. This movie is so great. If you love mockumentaries, slasher movies, you gotta watch the Behind the Mask, because it's a great one. You can get it from Scream Factory still. Hilarious sort of mockumentary there. Let's see, we've got some more here. We've got a classic, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. Billy Zane is the ultimate bad guy in this movie. Wonderful, awesome movie from the Tales from the Crypt series. Bordello of Blood, which is right here. Bordello of Blood, less good, but still both of these movies, excellent looks that would have been like a sort of cinematic universe before cinematic universes even existed. But Demon Knight is my favorite out of these two, but Bordello of Blood, Dennis Miller does do a good job as sort of a pulpy detective-ish kind of guy. And then, of course, William Sadler is the man, is so badass in Demon Knight. Demon Knight is just a great movie all around. We've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. This one, what is this, the one with... this is the one with Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey. Doesn't have Viggo Mortensen going insane. I think that's the third one that he's in that he's just absolutely delightfully insane in. But this one, still a good entry in the Texas Chainsaw franchise before they kind of got off the rails, before they got back on the rails with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. Here's hoping we get some more from our buddy Leatherface, because the world needs him at this point. We've got The Mangler, which I've never seen, which this one has Robert Englund in it. It has Ted Levine, who plays Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. This is based on a Stephen King short story. The short story is great, but I have not watched The Mangler before. Have you? Let me know in the comments what you think of The Mangler. And then, of course, we've got, let's grab this stack so we can get these two out of the way here. And we've got Darkman 2 and 3, the sequels. Sad that they couldn't get Bruce Campbell to do the second movie because it looked like it was going that way. But then you get Darkman 2, The Return of Durant, and Darkman 3, Darkman Die. And this one stars Arnold Vosloo as Darkman, who, of course, plays the Mummy in the Mummy movies. This one has Arnold Vosloo as Darkman as well, and it has, it's got Sam Raimi as executive producers, but not as good as the first movie. That first movie is just an excellent comic book superhero movie. Before they did those, Sam Raimi showed off his stuff in Darkman before he did Spider-Man, and before he did the excellent Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Speaking of madness, we've got In the Mouth of Madness from John Carpenter. Another one that I had to re-add to my collection, and a great movie about someone going absolutely insane. If you love John Carpenter and you haven't seen this one, you got to go check it out. That's all I can say about that. We've got a William Friedkin movie, The Guardian, which I've never seen before. This is actually another new one. I lied. There is two new movies here that I picked up, but haven't seen this one. I was on a bit of a William Friedkin kick, especially after he passed away. It's another video of him talking smack about people dropped on Twitter. And I had to go back through his filmography and say, what haven't I seen out of this guy? Because William Friedkin is the man. I love his movies. So I got to check out The Guardian. Then we've got, grab these as well. We've got RoboCop 2 and RoboCop 3. RoboCop 3 came with the slipcover because no one likes it. RoboCop 2, still a pretty good entry, not as good as the first RoboCop. I still have to get that Arrow Video Special Edition back in my collection. That's going to be kind of a pain to find for a good price. But RoboCop 2 and 3, this one very silly because why would you make a PG-13 RoboCop movie? They did, but it's still RoboCop, so it's still kind of fun. I have to play the RoboCop video games too. That one looks great. Speaking of 2 and 3s, we've got Scanners 2, Scanners 3, the double feature, the double pack here from Scream Factory. I loved these double packs. These are great ways to get multiple movies, great ways to watch a double feature, all of that. I'm sad they don't make these anymore because it's just kind of a good way that they don't have to do like this collector's edition stuff and charge out the ass for them. But you end up with two great movies, or even just a great double feature to laugh about if they're bad movies, on one disc, and you get value in that way. But Scanners 2 and 3, excellent, not as good as the first Scanners, obviously. We've got Sleepwalkers, which another Stephen King horror story here with Mick Garris as a director. Just a great movie. The effects are funny, the cat stuff is funny, the weird incestuous relationship between the villains is kind of weird, but it's part of the movie, and the cat transformations, and if you love cats, you'll love Sleepwalkers. Like, it's about how your cat can protect you and all of that. And then, of course, we've got second to last here, Escape from LA with the slipcover. I didn't get the 4K of this because the studio 4K was a little iffy, and I knew that this, at least released, would be great. It would be great to pop on. I did pick up the 4K for Escape from New York from Scream Factory, but whatever. I've got the slipcover with this one, and it's got Snake Plissken looking badass as hell on the cover. Escape from LA gets a lot of crap. It does. It's not as good as the first movie. It was made at a weird time. There's bad CGI. I don't really care because it's more Snake Plissken and it's John Carpenter and Kurt Russell in a film together. So, that's just, Snake Plissken is just the most badass character in movie history. Really, he is. And then I saw this and it was on sale in this sale, and that is the Poison Ivy collection, which I have never heard of these movies, never seen any of these movies. They've got some pretty big stars in them: Drew Barrymore, Alyssa Milano, Jamie Presley. So they looked kind of like weird 90s erotic thriller, romance, whatever stuff. So, I love me some Killer Women. So Poison Ivy collection, had to grab this one because I'd never heard of it, and it was interesting looking. The trailer caught me for at least the first movie, so this is an excellent edition as well. Can't wait to watch these ones. But that'll do it for a very, very quick update of Scream Factory stuff that I've rebought or added to my collection after we're trying to rebuild the collection to its former glory. So let me know what you think of all these releases in the comments, if you watched any of them, if there's any of them that I should watch that I haven't seen, And if you like this video, make sure to watch this playlist because it's all of my collecting tip videos in one thing so that you can save money so you can buy more Blu-rays just like these ones.